Hello and welcome to MES e-learning channel. In this session, we will see the use of computer art in teaching technology with the help of the application which is supported by computer and which not only makes the teaching learning process interesting and interactive, but also enhances the teaching learning process. Now, there are n number of applications that have made it possible to make the teaching learning process enjoyable, but today we will look at 4 very basic and easy to use applications which will help the students to enjoy the teaching and learning class, as well as for the teacher it will help to make the class more interactive and activity oriented lesson. But before that, now think, you are about to introduce a new concept or discuss a new theory in a class. You wonder what students know about it already and whether they have some misconceptions that you need to address. How could you find out that? How would you activate prior knowledge and help students to connect their new ideas to their experiences? Maybe you are happily lecturing along and you see a group of nodding faces and a few blank stares among your students. You wonder if students are really following you as you work out a problem on the board. You keep on asking them, are you with me? Doesn't get the heart out of the question, and even 1 or 2 students can correctly tell you what is the next step, is still you don't know what the majority of the class is thinking. So, should you continue or should you backtrack? So, these might be the moment in the class when you engage the class in an active learning activity using some easy tools or some interactive tools which makes the class more interactive and active. Now, nowadays the chalk and talk sessions are much more lesser than it was used to be earlier. Now, teacher needs a variety in teaching and a learner is also curious to learn how the lesson is taught in different ways or different activity use. So, for this, as it is a smart age and it is a smart class, now there are some smart tools to make your teaching learning process active and interactive. So, some of the tools are Mentimeter, Prezi, Speech Notes, GeoGebra. Now, you might ask students to share their ideas, but because they know but they don't want to speak up, they may keep quiet and you may feel that your lesson was boring. But maybe that's not the case. They are bored of speaking, or they are bored of talking, or they don't want to talk, maybe it is a last lecture. So, what you can do, you can take any of these tools and make your session interactive. If once you know the pulse of the class, that will help you to decide how to spend the remaining class time productively and help students also to self-assess what they know and don't know. So, now let us see what is Mentimeter. Now, what is the background of Mentimeter? Mentimeter, or in short we can say Menti, it is a Swedish company. The Mentimeter app was started by Swedish entrepreneurs Johnny Wadstam and Nicholas Ingvar as a response to unproductive meeting. The app also focuses on online collaboration for the education sector, allowing students or public members to answer questions anonymously. The app also enables users to share their knowledge and real-time feedback on mobile with presentations, polls, brainstorming sessions in classes, meeting, gathering, conferences and other group activities. Now, what is Mentimeter? Mentimeter is a presentation tool that is designed to work digitally and live. Unlike a PowerPoint or slides presentation, this tool allows teacher to interact with the students in real time, take a poll, quiz and more. The point is, this should be more engaging for students to help them learn even when not in class. This tool can be used via web browser, making accessing nearly any device simple. Dedicated apps also help make it even easier for students to use their smartphones and tablets wherever they are. Now, how does this work? Mentimeter is a web-based audience response system similar to Poll Everywhere, Socrative, Kahoot, but unlike iClicker or Top Hat, it does not require a specific device or paid apps. Participant needs a phone or a laptop with an internet connection. Professor display a QR code, or they can give a web address and code on the screen, and students go to the web page to enter their answers anonymously. When students use their cell phones, this process can be simple and fast. They feel like they are participating in a game show. Now, the website collects all the responses and displays. Students can see their own answers and their classmate answers. Professor can allow students to enter several answers to single question, or students to go through all the questions at students' own pace. Now, Mentimeter also allows various type of questioning. It could be multiple choice question. Suppose during a presentation or in between a presentation, you want to make the class lively, and after teaching or reading or explaining 3-4 slides, you can use a quick session of just for a revision or just for brushing up. You can use word cloud, you can use short answers, multiple choice question, ranking, traffic light, place a pin, and many more. There are many more options, but when we go in Mentimeter app, we can see those options. Now, the good thing about this tool is that professor can pose a Mentimeter question at any point during class. Question can be created previously or on that time. So, if professors are already having slides created in PowerPoint, they can download the Mentimeter add-in, so that Mentimeter question can be the part of PowerPoint presentation, or they can create slides directly in Mentimeter and interleave audience interaction question. So, Mentimeter is basically a deck of slides, but Mentimeter would actually not be a good tool for attendance, because students are not logging into an account. Their answers are not associated with their names. Now, I will just give a small idea how to use a Mentimeter. Now, as you can see here, I have opened my Google page. In that, I will type Mentimeter. Now, I already have an account. Now, suppose you want to make an interactive session. I have clicked on new presentation. Here are the templates which you can use. If I say blank, now suppose I want a multiple choice question. Multiple choice question. So, I will go here, I will say multiple choice question here. Now, my question, I will put my question. Suppose I want to ask Mentimeter allows which Mentimeter allows which type of questioning. Now, I will give options. My first option will be suppose word clouds. Then second option is traffic light. Then I can say multiple choice question, multiple choice question. Now, if I want to add other options, so I will click on add other option and I will say writing on book. Okay. Now, show correct answer. So, this is the correct one, this is the correct one. enable multiple selection because it is a multiple choice question. So, you can enable multiple selection. Here you can add any image. Suppose if I go for this, now for time being if I add an image, and suppose if I add this one, you can add the image of what you are teaching or related to the question. So, that will look more better. Now, this my question is ready. Now, here you can see a code, but how to make the students join the code. So, if I will say present, when I present this on my screen, you can either add the link of this slide to your PPT or you can show them directly. So, when we say code, so how students will go? You have to tell your students that go to Google, then type Mentimeter login, or you can say Mentimeter code, not login, Mentimeter code. Now, I am typing on my phone. Then there will be an option that enter the code to join and vote. So, now the code is 62440615. I will add the code here 62440615 and I will submit. Then on my phone I will get a question. Now on my phone I am getting a question that Mentimeter allows which type of question. Now I will suppose I tick mark all the 4 and submit that. Now as I submit, see, can you see? Now why it is 1? Because one person has given the answer. So now word cloud, everything I have marked, that is why everything is popped up. Now if I say enter, now the teacher can do that. Once she is finished, then she can say enter to show correct answer. When she click this, then you will come to know that these 3 was correct and this was not the correct answer. So this also makes the class, you can use this while closure of the lesson, it will make more good. Either see there is an option share when you do this, then you can share with the participant or give the link also or download a QR code and you can ask the students to scan the QR code and join the activity. Now next if I say, now here you can see there are more activities. So first I will take the new slide, then I will say add more activities. Now suppose I want a spin wheel activity and here you also have a small description. If you do not know how to use it, when you go to learn more, you will get an idea that you can either write the roll numbers or the names of the students or suppose correct answer also. Now if I say spin wheel, now how will I use this? As you can see there are 3 options. Now here first I will say I want spin wheel, okay. Now what is my heading? Suppose my heading is I want to ask them Mentimeter is from or we can say Mentimeter background. That means I want to ask my students, it is from which company and everything. Now, here are options. Instead of writing the answer, suppose I write the name of the students. Let us say Riya, then Navya, Pooja. Now, you can add the name here, Vivek, and so on. You can add the name. Now, once you do this, again you can take the image. Either you can already download the image and keep with you, or whatever you want from the online images, you can take that. Suppose I see like this. Alright, this is just to show whether yes, it's good going, it's just the reaction. Now we are done with this. Now how will I present? Again I will go to present. Now this will be my screen. Again I will say the students, go to the Google. This you can either create in the same slide or you can use a new slide. Now the code here is 51310698. Okay. Now what I will do, on the student's phone they will just come to know the names of the students. Now I have to enter to make the spin wheel spin. So when I enter this, now see, suppose I want, now spin wheel has selected, so the answer will be given by Pooja. And on your Mentimeter you can just see the names, but on screen you will come to know that Pooja is supposed to answer the question. So this is also an interactive this will be good for lower standard students, so that they are more interested in their names and roll numbers. Now if I again go to new slides, you have many options, multiple word cloud. Word cloud also you can use it here also. The main thing, the content part here, you have to make the changes. Now entries per participant, that means how many answers can one participant give you. Either one, you want one answer from everyone, or they can give 3, 4, 5 answers. Then again you have to, if you have to add the image, here nothing to change, it is already it is done, settings are done. Then again you will present it, your question will come directly here. See, when you here your question will come, and when the student answers that, accordingly the word cloud will form. So it will look something like this. This, it's a word cloud. Then next, if we see, there are ranking, obviously who answers right. Then traffic light, here when you answer, you can mark the answer like on this red, yellow, green. So you can write the heading. On red you want to write the wrong answer, on yellow you want to write the answer. Suppose in maths, if you ask them a problem and you ask them to tally it or to work on your notebook and then give the answer, and you write a wrong answer on red, yellow on that you write an answer which is not right but very close, and green is the right one. So when you share this code with students, those who have gotten the answer which are popped up in green, then the number here like 0, 0, 0, the number will change. If suppose 10 students say green, then 10 number will come here. 3 students say yellow, then 3. From here then they will come to know that whose answer was correct and whose was not correct. Then you can also make it as a quiz. Then you have to just go through it, explore it, and you will come to know. But yes, you can either log in. It is better to log in so that your presentations and everything, whatever you have made, is always saved here. And if you don't want to log in, so that's okay. But if you're making a presentation, so it is better to log in. So this was about Mentimeter. I hope that this gave you an idea of how to use a Mentimeter, and it is very simple. And here I have uploaded some link. This is a link which will help you to use a Mentimeter step by step from the scratch. So, you can visit this link and also you can use the Mentimeter.